The year is 1866. The American frontier. The Civil War had just ended. Millions of enslaved people were free. White America believed they could control what came next. They were wrong. That same July, Congress passed something unprecedented: the creation of the first peacetime, all-black Army regiments. Not one, not two, 6 full regiments. Armed, disciplined, federally backed black soldiers. But these weren't ordinary units. Soon, they would be known by a name that carried both fear and respect: the Buffalo Soldiers. Legend says native tribes gave them that name because of their curly hair and their relentless spirit, tough as the buffalo. It may have started as mockery, but these men turned it into a badge of honor. Strength, endurance, pride, visuals, uniforms, cavalry riding through dusty plains, campfires burning at night. Their missions were brutal: guarding endless frontier posts, protecting mail routes, escorting settlers and railroads, chasing down bandits and raiders. They went where white units refused. The desert heat, mountain snow, starvation rations, Buffalo Soldiers endured it all. They weren't just survivors. They were experts, fast riders, skilled trackers, disciplined fighters. If a mission seemed impossible, commanders sent in the Buffalo Soldiers. But while they were heroes in the field, back in camp they faced bitter racism. Separate barracks, worse supplies, fewer promotions. In towns they guarded, they were often denied food, water, or even a place to sit. Yet when the bugle sounded, when the command was given, charge, they rode forward without hesitation. Years passed. Their reputation grew. During the Indian Wars, on the Mexican border, across hostile territories, these men marched hundreds of miles with little rest, holding the line where no one else could. Then came 1898, the Spanish-American War. Cuba, the Battle of San Juan Hill. Bullets rained down. History books shouted about Theodore Roosevelt and the Rough Riders. But who was climbing that hill first, under fire? The 10th Cavalry, the Buffalo Soldiers. Without their courage, the hill would never have been taken. Their story was pushed to the margins, but the truth remains: they were the backbone of that victory. Medals of honor were awarded to dozens of them. Think about that: men denied a seat at a restaurant were earning the nation's highest military award. Their very excellence terrified the system built to keep them down. But once the wars ended, so did the recognition. No parades, no headlines. Many retired quietly, carrying scars that no one asked about. And yet they never stopped serving. In fact, they became some of America's very first park rangers. Yes, Yosemite, Sequoia, and other great parks. Buffalo Soldiers built trails, stopped poachers, and protected forests. The same hands that once carried rifles now preserved America's greatest treasures. Visuals. Old photos of soldiers in the wilderness, building wooden bridges and trails. These weren't just fighters, they were builders of legacy. Former slaves who became defenders of the nation. Soldiers who turned enemies into allies. Men who opened doors for generations that would come after. So why don't we see their names in schoolbooks? Because history often amplifies the voices of the powerful. But in the digital age, we can bring their stories back. Imagine being one of them. Always told, you don't belong. Always forced to prove yourself twice as hard. And still, showing up, day after day, with discipline, skill, and courage. That's what made them unstoppable. They patrolled, they fought, they built, they protected. And they did it while being denied the most basic human rights at home. That's not just bravery, that's greatness. For the ruling class, they were terrifying. Not because of violence, but because their success shattered the lie of racial inferiority. Buffalo Soldiers proved, on the battlefield and beyond, that excellence has no color. Closing visuals. American flag in slow motion, names fading onto the screen, honor. Duty. Buffalo Soldiers. Narrator's final words, soft but powerful. This isn't just history, it's a lesson for today. When the world tells you, no, you answer with skill, resilience, and courage. The Buffalo Soldiers did exactly that, and their legacy will never die.